Welcome to the DJ Insider Podcast, sponsored by Amplified Events.
It's the only podcast where we break down insider information from our weddings, experience, and advice from over 15 years in the wedding industry.
We're your hosts. I'm Mike Kane, owner of Amplified Events.
And I'm Joe Albomonte, the general manager of Amplified Events.
Let's get into it.
All right, we are back. What's going on, Jeff? How are you?
Hello. Doing all right, friend. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to have you back on.
I'm glad to be virtually here, especially glad to be virtually here because it sounds like somebody's got a little bit of a cold.
Yes, I am not doing well. So thank you for doing this over Zoom today. I appreciate it. Bear with me, our millions of viewers when
hell yeah.
listening to this. Just a little stuffy, but it's all good. So yeah, it's been a while. I'm just excited to have you back on. Really just want to talk about how the year's been for you so far. I know that you opened up Amplified Michigan, so really want to talk about that a little bit, and then just talk through some more housekeeping stuff. But we could definitely start there. How's the start of your year been? I know you've had a couple weddings recently. What's that looked like? Any good ones? Any memorable moments? What's going on?
I've had nothing but good weddings this year. It's been really, really fun for me. Every couple that I've had, I've been able to relate to, I've been able to talk to and have a good time with. They're fun. They're ready to have a good time, and they understand like that's why I'm here. I'm here to just have a good time. I'm here to party. I'm extremely organized, but like it's going to be a great time, and they've all been here for it. I think the most memorable one that I had, it was, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the venue, but it was outdoor, and it is a little. It's like a very cold spring. We're having a cold spring, and that was less than ideal for me. Who loves anything less than 70 degrees might as well be like 20 for me. So, but
if it's cold, it's cold. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, I'm a baby, so but it was a good time. The party was great, but I was shivering the whole time.
Yeah. Damn. Well, yeah, I definitely had some like that. Just some that have been outside that have been planning a little bit warmer of the start to the summer that haven't been. So definitely running into that too, but hopefully it'll warm up. And now I'm running into like where it's too hot. I'm very much so like I live in like a 68 to 72 degree type of world. I hate anything colder and I hate anything warmer too. So now that it's been like 80 and sunny, my family doesn't believe in the air. So that's unfortunate. And I live upstairs and the heat rises and it gets way hot where I live. And I'm just stuck to my mattress half the time. So I'm not a fan of the heat. I would prefer the cold over the heat, but I don't like really either. So.
No, I feel that. I live with two people that would much prefer we use the air conditioning all the time, and my mentality is so long as if it's below 80, it's fine.
No, I think that's great. If it's below 70, it's fine. But if it's below 80, it's too hot.
I'm an iguana.
Yeah, a little bit warmer. Nice. What's been anything fun about owning a business? Like, have you noticed any major differences as opposed to like just DJing last year for Amplified Indiana or owning Amplified Michigan? Do you feel different when you DJ? Is it different? I know you're connecting with these couples on the front end now, but what's the major difference?
I would say that, excuse me, ultimately, it's the same job, right? Like it's the same job that I was doing before and still doing now, because obviously I work gigs for Amplified Indiana as well. I'll be doing one tomorrow. But it's the same job, but it does feel a little bit different when it's yours. Not so much in the actual like execution aspect, right? Like if I go out and I'm going to do a gig, I think that, and Mike knows, and I know that like, I'm going to do a great job. Like I'm going to overperform. I'm going to make sure they have a great time. I'm going to make sure that they want to tell people that it was a good time that I was their DJ, and it was a good time that they hired Amplify to be their DJs. So I think that the main difference for me comes in the front end when I actually like talk to couples when I'm thinking about booking them. And this might sound crass, but like, it's nice to be able to be like, oh man, I'm not gonna vibe with this couple. Like this couple's too uptight. I'm gonna be like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, take your time. There's, yeah, for sure. But I might not be the right DJ for you. Like this just might not be the right fit. And it's cool to be able to be a little bit more selective in this role, I think.
Yeah, because you're making that choice ultimately. Like, do you want to work with this couple more in depth on one of the most stressful days of their life? Is that something that you want to fully commit to? And I think that the major difference between right now Amplified Indiana and Michigan is that I can at least book out several different personalities. It's like I know that this couple loves Star Wars. They're a bit more to like 2000s pop. Like Jeff is gonna vibe really well with this couple, or they're 35 plus and they want like 70s disco. Like we're gonna put Mike on that wedding, and then we have a little bit more leeway there. But it's definitely nice being the owner, having full control of your schedule, and like, do I want to work with this couple that day, or have they already caused so many problems just from the initial calls? Is it worth another 50 calls? Is it going to be 2 calls? Is it going to be 40 calls? I guess that's what you're always weighing it against, is how much effort is this going to be for me in the long run?
Yeah, and the being able to be selective about your schedule, like all those things that come from owning your own business are really freaking rad, and I enjoy them thoroughly. I think that, the worst part of it is I don't think that there will ever come a time where I will be satiated or satisfied. Like it's just one of those things where it's just like, I feel good. I feel pretty confident in saying that I'll be able to hit my goal, my first year goal. I think it's like 7 more gigs to be sold or booked this year, and it's like I hit my goal for
we're only
in my first year.
May, so I mean,
yeah,
we're good. You'll definitely get 9 more. I think that's for sure gonna happen. But sorry,
exactly.
Yeah.
No, but like exactly that. But I think that, you get to that point and it's like, all right, well now I want 100 and now I want, this many. And now I know it's like, exactly. I don't want that to be the case, I guess is my point. I want to be satisfied, and I want to enjoy this, because I think that's one of those things that people do, is they monetize the things that they love. And this definitely wasn't something that I loved initially, but it's something that I fell in love with, and monetizing it in such a big way that it is tied to your identity. It's tied to your well-being, you know what I mean? So it's
and that's definitely how burnout happens. Like you can't overexert yourself, and we see it so often in this industry specifically, whether you're a photographer, a DJ, a coordinator, especially. I mean, the burnout in this industry is crazy. So if you have the opportunity as a business owner to shorten some of those problems on the front end, say, hey, maybe I'm not the right fit for you, or just I'm already booked, or whatever. But I think ultimately being able to make those decisions on the front end is going to help all that stress on the back end, because you can also only take 20 weddings a year if you ever want it. Or let's say our Indiana one blows up so much that we're now doing 250 gigs a year, but now Mike only wants to do 15 a year. And like now we have 10 DJs under us that we can hire out. I guess like that's the best part about owning the business, is making that decision. Do I want to stack my plate this year with 30 gigs, 50 gigs, 70 gigs? Do I just want to do 15 this year because I'm freaking burnt out? And I think that that's the beauty of this industry too, is that even if you have to take a year with less gigs, or you really overexert yourself because like you have a house in mind or something crazy, and like I want to do 70 gigs this year and I want to buy a house next year.
right.
Whatever. Or like that was a lot last year. Maybe I only do 40 because I burnt out by the end of the year. And just being able to do that, I think is a great benefit of that. So it's nice that you're getting to work with that and kind of embellish that too as a business owner. I'm really glad to hear that.
It's been great, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that I could come up with a list of complaints that I have.
Yeah.
But they're all so trivial and dumb that it's like, no, it's great. I'm having a good time. The industry's awesome. My couples are great. I'm having like the pre-wedding phone calls are filled with laughter and
Good.
Joy, and it's not stress. It's not me being anxious. Like just hearing them talk, it's like, oh man, no, that sounds great. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds great. And I know that they're not all like that, but it's
But a lot of them have been recently. I've talked to some really cool couples this year. I talk to a lot of cool couples every year, but this year specifically, something has clicked in me, or just on the calls, or just maybe people are ready to talk. Like after the whole COVID staying inside thing and like weddings being postponed and venues then having to reschedule, like I feel like everybody's really excited to be out and at weddings again and dancing and just having a good time. And there's been that energy again of where you go to a wedding and everyone just like leaves their bullshit at the door. And it's like, well, I'm here. I may as well have a good time for the next 4 or 5 hours while I can bitch later. But when everybody shows up to a wedding, there's just this air of let's have a good time. Let's drink some beers and let's dance or even not. Like, let's just hang out and have a good time, even not dance. But I don't know. I feel like I've worked with some really, really cool couples this year as well.
And I think that it might also come down to the fact that I think that a lot of them, I feel more comfortable with couples that
For sure.
are comfortable with me and understanding what my level of experience is. Like, if I tell you that I know how this is going to go, like, understand that I've done this a gajillion times. I know how this is going to go. So if that's what you want, I understand it, and I've seen it, and it's probably gone bad if I'm telling you not to do it, because it's got to be a thing for me to tell you, oh man, don't do that. It's got to be a big deal for me to tell you not to do something.
For sure. But you had the experience to have to say that. And I think that's a big part of it too, is I always try and guide my couples the best way towards the best timeline to make the night flow the smoothest. Or if they're just going to like throw some random stuff in at random points and just say like, hey, that may not flow so great. Typically we've done it like this in the past. Just come in, cut your cake, do your dances, get everything out of the way. So then after dinner we can dance. Or if you want to do the dances after dinner, let's get everything else done first and then let's dance after. And we'll do that. But just guiding them towards what has worked best, I think is definitely helped me too. And now that we have done this so many times and we've worked at so many of the same venues so many times, I think that also helps. It's like, I know exactly how Allure on the Lake is going to run a full ceremony through reception. I know where
From
things
start to finish.
Exactly. I know every staff member. I mean, it's at most venues too. It's like Sandy Pines, and then we're going to go ceremony over there, and then we're going to do reception right in here. And a lot of those initial phone calls for me a few years ago when talking to couples were a lot of those questions. It's like, well, is this in the same spot? Is that in the same spot as this? Is that here? And now I've been to so many of these places where I can tell those couples on the phone. I was there 2 weeks ago. It was great. I'm there in 4 weeks again. And we had an awesome wedding last time I was there. And just having that connection, it has been so much more fun this year over the phone for me. And knowing vendors, I mean, I get that all the time. It's like, our photographer recommended you. She said you've done great work and that you've worked with her all the time. I love that. I love that. Like all the vendors are coming together, and it just feels like something has clicked around here. And maybe it's age, maybe it's wisdom, maybe it's not, maybe it's all the things, but it feels good. I definitely feel like we're in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, I know that economically there's a lot of uncertainty in the air right now, but I think that overall, the cream always rises to the top, brother. And I think we're having a good time because I don't know what's happening. I have no idea what's happening. It could just be, there could be no explanation, and that's fine. Because at the end of the day, it's just been awesome, and I wanted to continue to keep being awesome. I wanted to continue to keep being just going to work's just been a good time. Like, I've not
Love it.
stressed about going to work one time thus far this year, and I know that we are in the infancy. Like, this baby has not walked yet, but like, it's going well. I'm happy.
Good. I love to hear that. And you got some new equipment. So you've been working with some new stuff. You got some new uplighting. You got a new salsa booth. You got the salsa 2, if that's correct.
The salsa dose, yes.
Tell me about it. Have you used it a bit, or is it? I know that. So this, to my millions of viewers, we have the salsa 1s here at Amplified Indiana, and those run a cable, and you have to plug them into a wall, and they stay in one spot all night. And they're great. They're great booths. They run with like a twist D8 cable or something weird. I don't even know. But the new ones are USB-C and run off a battery, and you can also like carry them around the dance floor. They don't have to be mounted. So that's what I wanted to have you done anything like that? Have you taken it off the battery? How long does it last? What's that look like?
So inside the container, like inside the upper like head kind of contraption thingy, that's the technical term. There's a little latch that opens up the front of it, and it swings open kind of like a door. On the inside, you have your basically where you plug in the USB-C, but it also has storage for battery banks. And I got 2 of the battery banks. Each of them last around 4 hours, which is perfect for us.
Yeah.
Because you figure a typical day with photo booth. I feel like a photo booth is never going to go longer than 6 hours. I mean,
No, because it's always just going to be like reception forward, which is typically going to be our 6 hours after ceremony, usually in that one spot anyway from reception forward. So exactly.
Yeah.
8 hours is more than enough battery for only the 6 hours. Even if they add an hour, we're still good on time.
And by the time that I go over and swap the battery too, which is like, again, a very easy, just to open the door, put the cable over to the other side. And the only thing that stops working is the LED light around the actual faceplate. But I mean, the actual functionality, it'll still take the pictures. It still sends them. It still does everything. But it's like, okay, once I see that the ring light's out, I swap over, and then I'll actually take the other battery and I'll throw it on a fast charger right behind the booth, and I'll have that as an emergency if for some reason it goes off again. So it's really not a problem.
Yeah.
I love it. Like
So you don't have to run cables at all. You just run everything off the battery.
everything.
That's incredible. I hate having to find power for some of our venues, finding power where they want the photo booth. We have run cabling 150 feet because it is in such a weird spot.
Yeah.
I envy that. I need that.
It's the best thing. I tell everybody, it's like, I don't like. So at the beginning of Amplified Michigan, the grand opening special was the first 10 couples that booked with us got a free photo booth with their setups. They got a free photo booth, and it was just like, man, it's a good value, and it's awesome because it's like $500-$600 value on your package for your add-on. But it sucks. You know what I mean? It sucked to set up the one, and it was like, the DC with the plug, and you got to screw it in, and it's multiple parts because it also has an adapter, and then you have to plug that adapter, and then you have to tape down the power, and you have to make sure that the power reaches the outlet, and then you got to make sure nobody messes with it because over time it gets jangled and the connection gets messed up, and then sometimes the LED light
twists it on, but it's not plugged in all the way, and you have to unscrew the entire booth. I feel that pain. I'm a big supporter of this. That's also why I wanted to talk about it. Mike,
it's the worst.
We need the twos.
It's the best thing. It is the best thing that I've purchased for my business. Period. Full stop. I love it with all of my heart. Even like the screw. You know how like the metal screw in sometimes will just be off and it'd be terrible. It's like this has a screw in, but it's like plastic, but it's hard plastic, and I mean that in a good way because it's there's one place where it fits in. It's slotted. It's like bing bong, bing bang bong, and it just goes right on, and it's perfect. Right. There's no extra screw for the tilt. It's just you tilt it and it holds into place. And yes, I was able to take it in the middle of the night, and I think I put on the cha-cha slide, and I put it as the cha-cha slide was happening. I ran over to where the photo booth was happening. And I'm lucky to be able to do this because I always advise my couples not to do a backdrop. Reason being is because I don't like them. And I think that if you're paying money for a venue, you should rather put your photo booth in a place that would remind you of the venue that you paid for and you had your wedding in. Anyway, I took the photo booth and I put it on the dance floor, just right smack dab right at the edge of it, facing towards the dance floor. And it was just the biggest hit. Do you have any idea how crazy these people went? It was like from then on, it was like everybody, rest of the night, flash, 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 flash.
That's really cool. I've never even thought of that too. Just why not set it or like move it later to just be there or near.
Well, they can do gifts too and boomerangs and stuff like that.
Yeah. And at least if they're not dancing, they're still on the dance floor. I mean, that's
we always say that like the goal is to get them on the dance floor. And then like, also I always, it's a consolation when you talk to couples. It's like, well, if you do the photo booth, if they're not dancers, then they'll be over by the photo booth. And it's like, well, now you have to be here. So it's like, we're doing the photo booth, buddy. It's just, so now everybody's there. It's packed. You got the lights, the dance floor going into the picture as well.
Yeah.
It is, like I said, it's the best investment I've made for the business yet.
Nice. Yeah. I think they're really great. I think that, we should get some. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Have you got any other equipment this year? Anything new, anything different from what we typically use, or is that just like the new thing?
That's like the last thing for a while.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I really want, and I know that like the people that listen to this podcast are mainly vendors, so they'll get this.
Or millions of vendors.
Trillions of vendors, more vendors than people on Earth. I have, the DJ setup. I have the dance floor light, which I want your dance floor light. I have 16 uplights, which is good enough for one person for one ceremony, unless there are certain people that want 24 uplights, and I get that for the record because I had 32 at my wedding.
We're doing that in a couple weeks, you and me.
I'm very excited. June 3rd. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday wedding.
I'm very excited.
It's gonna be lit. They're great.
And then, so the final piece of the puzzle was the photo booth, and I got a car with a wagon that fits almost everything. But the problem with that is I'm also paying for storage, and it's this. So the idea is, and I get it, like, there's two paths that people go on. It's van or trailer.
Mhm.
And there are really good benefits for both of them. One of which is it's much easier to steal a trailer than it is a van.
So,
but
done it.
like I'm doing it right now. But my point is having this conversation is I need you to find me a trailer I can steal. No, I'm actually, I think that might be the last thing that I'm like, the Ark of the Covenant. I need a trailer. I think that's just like a 5x10. I'm getting a hitch put on literally next week because I'm doing a gig in northern Michigan with Ted with the piano, and it was like, man, do I want to have him drive 6 hours separate from me, or do I want to just rent a trailer for $20, put everything in a trailer, and then drive it back?
That one for sure.
Sure.
And also, I mean, maybe trailer down the line, but also if how often is that situation gonna arise where you need the piano and need to do that and go far? I don't know.
You're right.
It may be worth renting it for $20 each time.
Yeah, that's for now. That's definitely the move, especially while I can save up some money and think about the van or trailer going down the road. But
down the line as we're getting
the luxury for sure. But also I do think that there's some practicality in the fact that I can fit the truck to put the DJ setup on wheels and then just keep it up all the time and then just roll the DJ setup and then just essentially
something that I've always wanted is having to never take apart the booth again.
That's it. Just put everything on
5 minutes to set up, but I still don't want to do it.
Those wooden carpet furniture dollies, just have one for each of the subs, have everything. Well, actually I would disassemble the subs, but my point is just keep the whole setup. It's those 8 screws. You're right. It takes 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes is so precious.
It is. And I mean, it's not the 8 minutes setting up. It's loading the car each time in a certain way and unloading the car in a certain way and then having to sit it on the rack in a certain way. It's not that it only takes 10 minutes. It's that it's for the longevity in this business and to do 50 weddings a year or more, that would make it a lot easier because you're not stressed. And as you get older, you're not breaking your back, hauling this equipment, lifting it in and out of your car. You were just rolling it on top. That would make any DJ's life eons easier. Is just being able to have their equipment set up at all time and then just roll it out, prop it down, plug in their computer and play.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that's one of the main reasons. Like I said, the actual functionality of it when needing the full package, sure, that's only happening 4 times this year.
Yeah.
But and I'm happy to pay the $20, $40, whatever it is. I'm happy to do it. But the idea of just that eliminates a storage cost, this, that, and the other thing. It seems like a good practical decision for me. And I know that just the space and the ability to keep something in there from a permanent organizational standpoint, we every DJ, every florist, every photographer, they know that there is a certain way that they have to put everything in their car because only so much fits.
And you have to practice, you have to figure that way. You have to Tetris it until you figure it out. With the new car that I just got, there's so much more space than the Cruise, but you can't put the seats down until the main piece of the booth has gone in first. And then you have to put the seats down until the head. There is a very methodical way of packing my car, but it fits so much more equipment than the Cruise did.
Sure.
But still, it's you have to find ways. And I'm sure in a year, I'll probably find a better way to pack this car now that I just got the car. And I mean, as you get new equipment, you also have to change how things fit. My new dance floor light, almost made the cruise not work for me.
Really?
Yes, like it was just almost too big that it wouldn't fit in my back seat. And every time it was back there, it obscured me from looking in the mirror. Like that definitely wasn't happening.
Yeah, that's
It wasn't
CI
great,
move.
but that's the thing about just like having a trailer or having a van or having anything. Like once you've been in the business long enough and you are an owner or you have committed to this full time, I think it's just one of those things you need. You need a bigger car or a van or a trailer or a mixture of the things just to support your daily life and your work life. A lot of mileage goes on these cars for wedding and a lot of weight goes on the bearings. And it's definitely different than just driving 20 minutes and working a 9-to-5 job every day. I mean, you're driving 2-3 hours for weddings with hundreds of pounds of equipment in your car. That's not nice on your car. I mean, that's pretty stressful.
No, and I don't know what the exact weight is, but it has to be above 500 pounds.
That would be something good to test.
Yeah, I actually have the desire now to test exactly how much weight is in the Exire setup, and I think I might do that, to be honest with you.
You should. I see a scale behind you, just lifting one up each time.
That's it.
That's it. We're good.
That's it.
Let me know. I think that's hilarious. Awesome. Well, I think that is everything that I had today. Thank you again for hopping on the Zoom. I know I've sounded like buns to all of our millions of viewers, but thank you
lovely.
for hopping on.
Absolutely, man. I said
yeah.
You sounded lovely. It was my pleasure. I'm always happy to do it. I know our fearless leader is currently in Sin City right now, so he's
in Vegas living it up. His birthday was a few weeks ago, so some of our coworkers and him decided to take a little trip to Vegas. So he'll be back soon, but I'm sure he's having an amazing time. He's up in craps. If anybody was interested,
he's up right now.
So keep on crushing it, Mike. We will see you here next week. Back with episode. I think this may be episode 99 or 100.
Whoa, could I be episode 100?
You may be 100. I think this is episode 100.
That's insane.
That is insane.
I like that. 100 episodes spectacular. We got to end it with the dogs then.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Maggie,
come say hi. This is Bernie. Hey, Bernie, come on. You got. Don't be bashful. Everything's fine. You good boy, huh?
Yes. Happy 100th episode to our millions of listeners from Amplified Indiana, Amplified Michigan, and all these sweet dogs.
These sweet doggos. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.